Hello everyone, it is I, InkiCrow, and today I'm going to be doing another Unity tutorial, and we're going to be tackling a bit into animation. Specifically, we're going to be doing 2D animation. We're going to animate a 2D character, but not as in changing sprites, because it's something that's pretty easy, but we're going to fully rig a character within Unity, rig a 2D character, mind you, and animate it in Unity. So what I'm aiming to do here is that I'm gonna animate a character in a very similar fashion as animating a character or anything in Flash, although the difference is that this is not Flash and this doesn't have the same kind of features as Flash, but the movement would be somewhat similar. So to start off, so as you can see here, I have a sprite sheet, and I already separated each part that I'll be using to make the character, instead of using, individual frames, individual sprites to animate a character. I'm gonna rig a character within Unity, and from there, magic. I suck at this. So one thing that you have to know is that when you're dividing these, make sure that you place the pivots or pivots, I don't know, in the location or in the point where you want them to rotate, so it doesn't rotate from the center and look weird. You can also use empty game objects to use as pivots, but I guess it's more highly recommended if you're gonna change the scale of the sprites, because if you parent one sprite, when you're gonna parent another sprite, if you change the size of the parent, the rotation for the child would look a bit weird. So try not to do that. So we're gonna start off by setting the head. As you can see here, I made in the sprite editor, I made sure that the pivot is right here, so that when I click on it and I rotate it, it rotates on the pivot point that I set for that sprite. So it doesn't rotate from the center, it doesn't rotate like this, it rotates like this. There we go. So now you continue to add the pieces up. Let me just... Okay. We're gonna continue to add more pieces. I'm gonna make the arm right here. Alright. This is gonna be the hand. And now we're gonna move to the leg. There we go. That looks good. Then make the foot and add what's needed. There you go. Now you have some parts of it done. I added a few other things like a scarf and some eyes. I'm gonna flip this up. That kind of looks like a hero, don't you think? However, since it only has one hand and one foot, we're gonna duplicate these. Well, first off, we're gonna set these here and duplicate them for later use. Same thing goes to I thought I saw something. Same thing goes for the leg. You take the leg parts and you duplicate them for later use. Okay, the next thing you want to do is to assign names, because those are important. Okay, to be more descriptive, it's a lot easier for you to identify the parts that you're going to use if you just name them. Like, for example, this piece over here, this is going to be the torso. We're going to call it stick torso. And right here, this stick limb, we're going to be calling it stick up arm 1. And same goes to this one, but instead of being called up arm, we're going to call it low arm 1. Stick hand, instead of R, 1. Okay, so now that I'm done, as you can see here, I have named all the parts to their respective pieces. However, despite naming them, you still can't move them right. I mean, you can move them, but none of the parts follow the respective body part. That's because you need to parent them. This is the part where we start rigging. As an origin point, start off with something like hang on. Start off with something like another game object and call it root. And every single object will go to this root object. So we're going to start off with putting the torso, and this will be the main part that all the other parts will follow. So you're going to move the head into the stick torso, and now when you move the torso, the head follows, but not the rest of the body. And with the torso, you set the scarf to follow the torso, as well as the up arms and the up legs. Up arms and up legs. No, don't do that. There we go. Now you move the torso, and it moves fine, but you still need to attach the other parts. So now you attach the rest of the parts with the respective ones. So move the low arm to up arm 1 and the stick hand to low arm. And same goes to low leg. Up leg, attach foot 1 to low leg 1 and toe 1 to foot toe 1. And with the other two, you pretty much do the same thing. Now, when you move the torso, everything has fallen into place. You move the head. There you go. Now you move the arm. Army. There you go. Now you got yourself a fully rigged character. Sort of. Another thing that you might want to adjust, that you have to see, is that the sprites are kind of funky in terms of placement. As you can see here, I don't want the hand to be over the arm's ring. I want it to be under it. So that's a thing you need to fix. And also, both arms are at the back of the body, instead of one being on the front and the other being on the back. So what you're going to do is that you're going to select all the parts. Well, you're going to first select the default part, and as you can see here, you're going to change the order and layer in order to make them pop in or on the back. I mean, pop to the front or to the back of whatever sprites. Then a negative number means they go to the back, a positive number goes to the front. So we're gonna start organizing. We're gonna keep the stick torso at 0. We're gonna take the scarf and we're gonna call it. We're gonna give it a 1, so that it stays over everything. Well, almost over everything. And then the eye is also another 1. Well, actually, scarf remains at a 2. So anyway, this part, these babies have been, the stick torso and the head have been configured, and the scarf too. Now you're just going to move up to the arms, and you decide which arm you want to be the left arm. I'm going to choose stick arm, number 1, the arm 1, to be the one there. So this one will be over the scarf. I mean, stick up arm 1 will be over the scarf. This one, stick low arm 1 will be will have the same order and layer as stick up arm 2 because it's black. So there's not much of a difference. However, the stick hand will be at 2. It will remain under. Also, this looks really weird because nobody has their hands on the back. That's why I have this other sprite in which this one will be changed. And there you have it. Looks better, isn't it? Looks better, don't it? Now you move to the stick up leg, and you're gonna give it a 1. A 2 better. Oh no, wait, no, wait. A 1. Because it's overlapping. It's overlapping the shoe. Then you move to low leg, and it's still gonna be 1. Stick foot. Now that one will remain in 0, and this one and the toe will be at 1 because it has to be over the foot part, this snow globe section of the foot. Now that you have that, you can move these parts so you can focus on the other ones. Now you can see that they're over it. And this looks weird. Now you get to work on the other parts. This one you'll be giving it a -1 so that it stays in the back. Same to this one, -1, and this one will be -2. So it stays behind the glove. Now go to the legs. They're going to remain at -1. -1. Foot 0. No, -2. And stick toe is -1. Now the parts have been organized. You now have a successfully rigged character. Yippee! Celebration! Awkward. I suck at this. I need to be more upbeat when doing these tutorials. So, now that you have your rigged character, now you can start animating it. What you're gonna need for it is you could. This is just something optional. You don't have to do it. But what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make another empty object, and I'm gonna call this player. I mean, I already have something that's root, but the root is like a way to have all the things in place, have all the parts in place. I'm just gonna move this up here. Select the root. Okay, select the root and set it over here so that when I move the root, it stays as I can use this as a pivot and as an index to set it on the ground. And then I place the stick, torso, and everything else into the root. Look for the player object and place the root into the player. There you have it. The rig has been complete. Now it's time to give it life by animating it. In case I'm gonna add a bit of a sprite here just to keep it as a reference as a ground. Here is my ground, so I can animate my character as if it was standing on it. And I'm gonna set this to 6 so it overlaps all of them. So now that you have your character rigged, you're gonna click on player. You're gonna have to set it up for animation. Go to add component, miscellaneous, and animator. It's still not ready. It's still not suited for animation yet. You require an animator controller to add animations to it. So you go to whatever folder you use for animation. Mine is called animation, as you can see. And you create an animator controller. This one I'm going to call it player. You click on the player and you attach the controller to the control variable here. So now that you have that open, you can use the animator window as well as the animation. So it's suited for animating, but you still haven't given any animations to it. So what you're going to do is go to the animation window, and since this thing has no animations, you got this prompt. So click on create and just choose whatever folder you use for animation and create an animation clip. I'm gonna call this one player run because we're gonna animate a character running. And now you have this. Now you have access to the timeline. If you're already familiar with Blender or Flash, you kind of know a bit of how things work, but a bit of a rundown. Now at this point, all you have to do is just make transform changes, aka move the parts or rotate the parts. Also, just a pointer, make sure that you have this button turned on. So all the changes will be saved in that keyframe. Okay, so we're gonna start off by giving our stick hero a starting pose. Now we're gonna go to all the parts, and we're gonna apply the changes. We're gonna make this guy look forward, the scarf a bit there. Okay. Oh, mama. What did I do? Sorry, I thought this was the arm, but it's not. It's not the arm. Okay. Stick foot. Stick arm. Oh my goodness, this looks awful. I just fucked up. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Legs, I need you up. Oh no. I need you bit up there. Okay. Nope, not yet. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. There we go, that's better. Okay, set this up. Already set these up. Moved the other arms, and now keep it up. We're almost there. And now there you have it. There you have it. Now, with this starting pose, I'm just gonna copy everything. There's even any copy keys. Okay, so this is where you can divide your in-betweens here. This is going to be taking a bit of a while, so you can watch my time lapse while I set everything into motion. And go. Alright, so with that done, now let's see the final results. It's still a bit stiff, but you can see the idea. You can see what I'm going for. Now I have successfully made a character that runs. But that looks like it's running. So this is just an example of one of the things that you can do. You can make the character look like it's jumping or idle or do other kinds of things. But yeah, that's pretty much how you can make a 2D character, animate a 2D character in Unity. It's pretty simple, somewhat. But with this kind of animation, you can also make something more complex. But that's going to be something I'm going to be doing on another video. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you find this helpful despite my lack of communication skills and well, my overall suckiness. But if you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these. I'm actually having quite fun. I'm having much fun doing these tutorials. So, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ta.